Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and a viewer or subscriber sent me the JPEG. I'm going to hit F4, bring everything back in if you zoom out too far. A JPEG of this shape, and asked me how to trace it. And something like this, to me, it'd be a lot easier to just redraw it. And I redrew it. So here it is. It's good, clean vector line. I do not know what this is for, but here we go. It's pretty easy. We'll just move mine out of the way. Let's bring this shape into the screen. I hit P on the keyboard, and I did play around with this. I got a measurement with the parallel dimension tool, and it's 6.42 inches long on this deal. So you need a little bit longer one. So we're going to grab a rectangle, and we're going to draw one. I draw everything in hairline, so we need to change it to a thicker width and make it black so you can see it better. Now we need to curve this or round off the ends. A good starting point is something this is 3/4 of an inch wide. Tell you what, I'm going to make it a 1/2 inch wide, 0.5, and we're going to round out. A good starting point would be 0.25. That's going to round off your corners correctly. Now we need to make this at least 6.42, but that's going to be a little bit short, and I'll show you why. I'm going to hit P on the keyboard, and then I'm going to use the control button to move it up, and we're a little bit long for this scenario, so we're going to go with a 6.6. Now and I have played around with that to get that number, and I'll show you what I did. But we're going to control D and make a duplicate of that. We're going to double click on it, and we're going to move the rotation to the center. Now I always like bringing in indexing lines. Just grab your rulers and indexing lines, and then that way you can kind of double check your corners. Now we need to rotate it 60 degrees, and we're dead on with my measurement. Then Control D again and make the second one 120 degrees, and then Corel will take over when you hit Control D. Now you need to move away the shape inside, so I'm just going to nudge over. I'm going to grab my shape, and I'm just going to move it out of the way. Now that's when your indexing line's going to cause a problem, and then you can move it right back. So let's move the indexing lines, and there you have that shape. Now, if I would have done something a little differently when I created it, you could scale it, and really it works. It's a little bit thinner line and a little bit too thick a line, so when you created that rectangle, let's just do that. Create a rectangle, and then we made it, if you remember, we made it black, and we made it 0.1, and we made it black. Well, right here, you need to scale with object when you make the first one. Then, no matter what you do to it, no matter how big you make it, how small you make it, the line will be in reference to the scale. You know, you can make it big or little, and the line's not going to get, it's going to get thicker, but it's only going to get thicker because the item's bigger. Because if you don't scale with object, it's going to cause a problem. Now, I mentioned I was going to show how I got to that 6.6. Well, I just played around with it. And let's just do that. Let's get rid of all this. And we'll hit P on the keyboard and put it in the center of the page. Now this, I've made it quite a bit longer, as you remember, but we'll make it that, since I made a new one, we'll make it 0.5, and we'll make it 6.42, which is our length of our side of our pentagon or octagon. I'm going to hit P, and then I'm just going to bring it up, and you could actually select that and then select hold down the shift key and then hit T, like Tom, and it'll put at the top. And then you just rotate it. So let's make a duplicate. Let's get rid of our measurement. Let's double click or click on it, hit D, Control D, move our rotation to the center. And a lot of times it doesn't look like it's in the center, but it is. And then let's rotate it 60 degrees. Well, evidently I didn't get the center. That's why I like using the indexing lines, even though it should snap to that center. See, we're off. So I wasn't even close for it to snap to. And even now it doesn't look like it, but it is. So with your indexing lines you can tell. So let's rotate it 60 degrees and you can see that it's too short. And that was what I did. Just delete that, make it 6.7, let's say, hit enter, Control D, make a duplicate, double click on or click on it again, move your rotation. Now let's rotate it 60 degrees. And now it's a little bit too long. So that's how I came up with the 6.6. I just played around with it. So let's go 6.6, Control D and make a duplicate. Move our rotation to the center. Double check it, 60 degrees, and that looks really good. It's a little bit off, but that's close enough for the video. The one I did is dead on. So just wondering why it is. Let's go 6.65. Control D, move a rotation to the center, and move it 60 degrees. Now we're dead on. So it was 6.65. So you just kind of have to play around with that number before you do the other rotation. Then once you've got that, Control D, rotate it 60 degrees, or 120 degrees, and then all the way around. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit, and thank you for watching.